hinting he may pardon Martha Stewart and commute the sentence of disgraced former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich. The president defending the two former apprentice contestants, insisting they were treated unfairly.
I liked Martha. I've always liked Martha. I still like Martha.
In 2004, Stewart was convicted of obstruction of justice, lying to investigators, and conspiracy after a probe into allegations of insider trading.
So, Governor, you have a hell of a lot of guts. I have to tell you that.
In 2011, Blagojevich was convicted of 17 public corruption charges, including trying to sell President Obama's Senate seat. He's currently 6 years into serving a 14-year sentence. This coming just hours after the president issued his 5th pardon for the contentious conservative author and filmmaker Dinesh D'Souza, who pleaded guilty in 2014 to campaign finance violations in a straw donor scheme. President Trump once again bypassing the Justice Department to fast-track his pardon, arguing that D'Souza was treated unfairly by the government, despite D'Souza acknowledging that what he did was wrong. D'Souza claimed he was targeted because he made inflammatory remarks about President Obama.
My case is quite clearly a political hit.
But all 3 cases tied in some way to the president's critics. Stewart's case was prosecuted by former U.S. Attorney and fired FBI Director James Comey, whose close friend Patrick Fitzgerald prosecuted Blagojevich. Comey also appointing Fitzgerald to investigate the Valerie Plame leak case, which resulted in the conviction of Scooter Libby, who Trump pardoned in April. And it was fired U.S. Attorney Preet Bharara who prosecuted D'Souza in the Southern District of New York. Blagojevich's wife drawing comparisons between her husband's conviction and the Russia investigation.
These same people are trying to do the same thing that they did to my husband, just on a much larger scale. You know, they were in Bolton. They took down a governor, and now they've got their sights much higher.
Critics arguing the high-profile pardons could be a signal to the president's allies who are under federal investigation, like his personal attorney Michael Cohen and his former campaign chairman Paul Manafort, who has pleaded not guilty to multiple charges. The ranking Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, Mark Warner, tweeting, "The possibility that he may also be sending a message to witnesses in a criminal investigation into his campaign is extremely dangerous." The White House denying the pardon is any kind of signal.
Each of the president's actions on pardons or on other things should be judged on the merits, looking at the facts and the circumstances surrounding that case. The president felt it was merited.
Now, John and Allison, I should note that the president had never actually met Dinesh D'Souza, or spoken to him until this week. So it raises the question of what the president would do for people he has met and does know very well. Now, all of that is going on also while there is big news here at the White House today. The president is expecting a delivery from Kim Jong-un's right-hand man, the former top North Korean spy chief, a letter that could potentially raise that, put that summit in Singapore back on. You can see Kim Yong-chol there leaving his hotel in New York. We are expecting that he is going to be on his way here to Washington very soon.
We'll watch that very closely. Caitlin Collins at the White House, thanks so much. Back with us, CNN political analyst John Avalon and David Gregory. You know, Caitlin raised the question, is this some kind of signal? Are these pardons some kind of signal to people in the Russia investigation? Well, you know,
they're a neon sign.
They're a big neon sign, and we know that because one of the president's big political advisors over the last several decades, Roger Stone, says, yes, it's a signal and we're getting it. Let me read you what Roger Stone told the Washington Post overnight. It has to be a signal to Mike Flynn and Paul Manafort and even Robert